Spoiler alert, I liked it. Yeah, I liked Batman versus Superman. I like it a lot. Um, Sue me. Don't sue me. Please don't sue me. Please don't send me any kind of legal action whatsoever. I'm good. I don't. Mm-mm. No, but I really did enjoy this movie. I could be nitpicky, of course I could be. I could be like that with any movie, but knee jerk reaction seeing it just a few hours ago, and of course I'm gonna see it again. But knee jerk reaction is I liked it. But like I said, I could be nitpicky if I wanted to be, but overall I had a good time with it. Um, that being said, I'm not a DC fanboy, I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I'm a superhero fanboy. I love superhero movies of all creations. Um, yeah, I understand that people are biased about you know BVS and they like Captain America, Civil War more, but I kind of like them equally. And whatever, that's how I feel about it. Um, a few nitpicky things are that it did run for a long time, whereas because of course I'm gonna compare it to Captain America: Civil War because you kind of have to now. That didn't seem like it lasted that long, and I think Batman versus Superman is about 10 minutes longer, but it felt like it was an hour longer. I felt like not that it was a bad thing, but I felt like I was in there for a lot longer than I was. I felt like it was like a 4 hour movie. And by the time it was over, 2.5 hours just drug on, and that's basically probably because there was a lot more talking and a lot more build up. There's a lot more building blocks in this movie, and this movie felt like a bunch of building blocks, period, for the future of the DC cinematic universe, which isn't a bad thing. They are playing catch up to Marvel, and even if nobody wants to admit that, they kind of are, and they kind of have to quickly. Um, Another nitpicky thing was that I didn't like the ending, but I'm excited to see where it goes from there. So it's kind of like, yeah, 50-50. Um, yeah, Superman, they've already pulled that trigger, which I understand, and because he kind of sacrifices himself for the benefit of mankind. I understand that, but at the same time, it's like they could have waited a few more movies. But if they want to go the route that I think they're going with the Injustice Gods Among Us kind of theory, um, where Superman does come back and he's kind of evil, or there's multiple worlds and that Superman and one of them is evil and they have to battle him eventually, I think it makes sense. Yeah, I liked Lex Luthor, which call me crazy, but I did like him. I kind of like the portrayal. Um, a lot of people have been saying they don't know if Jesse Eisenberg's going to be back for the role. I'm okay with that if they bring in an older Lex Luthor and maybe they do something with both of them or just one of them later on. Um, yeah, but I liked it. I liked the kind of manipulative, twisting, kind of sadistic nature because it was like hyper and then you went to sadistic and you kind of saw that just little twist, and that was fantastic. And I love that because I felt like in today's day and age, that's what would happen. That's exactly what would happen. Um, I didn't have a problem with it. Doomsday, I didn't really have a problem with it because of how powerful he looked. I have a problem that he's dead. Um, I have a feeling he's that's not the last time we're gonna see him, or a variation of Doomsday. Um, I have a feeling that's not the last time we're gonna see him. Basically, that's all I can say about that because he had what, like 15 minutes of screen time. Um, and I feel like that was kind of a cheap way to get out of it too. In a way, it's a cheap way to get out of this entire movie. I loved the part of Martha being Bruce's and Clark's mom's names. That was very clever. That's very. I knew that was what was going to happen, but just the way it happened, it was the only way they can get out of that, and I like that. I mean, how else are you going to get these two guys to stop fighting? Um, yeah, but nitpicking wise, other than it being too long and them doing the death of Superman already, there's really nothing else. I mean, Yeah, I would have liked to seen all of the scenes put together. Yeah, it could have been edited a lot better, but for what it is, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I am really anticipating the next few movies. If it did nothing else, it got me excited for what's next to come. And I feel like that's what this movie set out to do. It's disappointing that it didn't make $1 billion like Warner Brothers probably thought it should have. That's probably disappointing to them. I think it sits at like right below 900 million. But I'm sure with everything else coming, and if they're gonna put it back in theaters, it could make the rest of it. I don't know if they'll do that though. That's kind of redundant now. But yeah, I'm excited to get this movie on Blu-ray. I'm excited to see the behind the scenes. I'm excited for what's next to come, and that's what this movie set out to do. And ultimately, it got me hooked. Of course, comparing it to Captain America: Civil War, I really can't right now. I can't because I need to go back and rewatch these movies. I want to see, if not the deleted scenes of this movie, but the rated R version of this movie. And then maybe I'll have a better grasp on what to expect. Now, I went with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend didn't understand jack shit. And that's nothing against her. She doesn't know the comics, she doesn't know the backstory. She comes in fresh, just seeing Man of Steel, doesn't get anything because of the references to the Injustice game, to the references of the comic books, to the references of the old movies. And that's kind of disappointing. I guess that kind of throws a lot of people off because I do know the backstory of a lot of stuff. So it's like, okay, I get it. I know what's going to happen next. I know where they're going with this. I understand. But a lot of people don't. And that sucks because you're basically banking on them to know the history. And a lot of people do, but some people don't. And there's a big disconnect between that. And I think that might have thrown a lot of fans off too. Whereas, Marvel, like I said, they've had a lot of time to build this up and to establish a history with all these characters that maybe not a lot of people have known, like Ant-Man or even Thor. But I don't know. It's this movie's worth going to see. It's just worth it. It's worth going to see and experience, if nothing else, to see two legitimate childhood gladiators go at each other on the big screen and seeing it brought to fruition. Regardless of what you think of the director, regardless of what you think of what you've heard, it's worth it. It's worth the $11-12 to go see. So yeah, I recommend going to see it. I'm gonna pick it up on Blu-ray when it comes out, and I'm gonna review that. And hopefully, I enjoy that a lot more than I enjoyed this. But yeah, thank y'all again for watching. I'm gonna start doing a lot more reviews, probably with DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. But yeah, comment, like, share, subscribe. Y'all know the deal. Thank y'all so much again for watching, and I will see you guys later.